In a world that just never seems to stop, trying to find a moment of quiet can feel, well, pretty much impossible. Today, we're going to break down the stillness method. It's a really clear, structured way to find that calm, even when life feels completely chaotic. So let's start with a feeling I think we all know. Something goes wrong, right? A project fails, you get into an argument, and what's your first instinct? For most of us, it's to look outward. We blame our job, our partner, or just plain old bad luck. But what if the source of the problem is actually somewhere else entirely? And that brings us to the absolute core idea we're exploring today. And this quote just nails it. It suggests this radical shift in perspective. What if the problems aren't really out there at all? What if the real key to changing our whole experience of life is just to change your own mind? So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start by looking at why chasing happiness outside ourselves just doesn't work. Then we'll get into this idea of a mental fog that gets in our way. And after that, we'll walk step by step through the stillness method itself as a real, practical tool for clarity. All right, first up, let's talk about the happiness mirage. It's this super common belief, right? That the next promotion or the next relationship or moving to a new city, that's the thing that's going to finally make us happy. But as we're about to see, these external fixes, they almost always fail to deliver. This is what we call the happiness mirage. Think of it like seeing an oasis in the desert. You're just convinced that if you can get to that promotion or that new house, you'll finally find relief. But what happens when you get there? The satisfaction just evaporates, and your eyes just start scanning for the next mirage on the horizon. It's a cycle. Okay, so if chasing all these external things doesn't work, then what's really blocking our peace? Well, the answer seems to lie in this kind of mental fog that clouds our perception of, well, everything. And this fog is called delusion. Now, I know that's a strong word, but just think of it as a sticky filter on the lens of your mind. It doesn't actually change what's happening out there, but it completely distorts how you see it. It makes you misread situations and totally misjudge the people around you. And this isn't just some abstract idea. This mental fog has real, tangible consequences. It's the fuel for that blame game we all play. It creates those negative thought loops that just go on and on. It can even be the reason we seem to repeat the exact same mistakes in our relationships over and over again. So now that we've kind of diagnosed the problem as this internal fog of delusion, let's turn to the solution, a practical daily tool that's designed to systematically clear it away. This is the stillness method. And at its core, it's a daily mindfulness practice built to do one thing, really, to systematically clear away that delusional fog. It's all about training our mind to shift from that reactive chaos to an intentional calm. So, how does it actually work? Let's break down this 8-step practice letter by letter and see how it builds a real foundation for stillness. The practice kicks off with S for study. Now, we're not talking about studying a book here. It's about studying your own body. You just bring your attention to where you are, how you're sitting, the feeling of your posture. It's that first simple step to ground your mind in the present moment. Next up is T for tune. So once you're grounded, you do this gentle mental scan from your head all the way down to your toes. The goal here isn't to fix anything. It's just to notice the sensations in your body and invite a feeling of comfort and steadiness. It's basically the antidote to a scattered, frantic mind. Then we have I for identified the observer. And this is a crucial mental shift. The source material uses this beautiful metaphor. Your thoughts are just passing clouds, but you are the vast, unchanging sky. This step is about realizing you are not your thoughts. You're the awareness that's just watching them drift by. It's a game changer. The first L stands for link. So here, you link that observer, that specious awareness, to the simple, steady rhythm of your breath. Your breath is like the bridge connecting your mind and your body. It's a physical anchor you can always come back to. The second L is for light. This step invites you to, light a feeling of peace in your heart. You can use a simple mantra like Om Shanti, which just means I am peace. But the key here isn't just to mechanically repeat the words. It's to actually feel a sense of warmth and peace growing right from your center. N stands for nest. And just like a bird settles into its nest, this step is all about resting in that quiet space you've just created. You're not trying to achieve anything, you are simply being. It's about finding real comfort and safety in your own inner stillness. And from that quiet nest, we move to E for expand. You take that warm feeling of peace you've built up and you begin to radiate it outward. You mentally expand it beyond yourself, sending wishes for peace and well-being to everyone and everything around you. And finally, the last S is for settle. Now this is the crucial transition back into your day. See, the goal isn't to leave that peace behind when the practice is over. It's about letting this feeling of calm actually settle into your being so you can carry it with you into whatever comes next. Okay, so this 8-step practice is a really powerful tool. But its real magic doesn't come from doing it just once. Nope, it comes from making it a consistent daily habit. And this just brilliantly illustrates the shift that practice creates over time. You start to move from a default mode of blaming and reacting to one of self-reflection and observation. You see, you're not changing the world outside, you're changing the mind that perceives it. And the source material suggests a super simple 2-part daily structure to build this habit. A morning practice to set the tone for the day, and then a brief evening reflection to just check in with your mind, notice your patterns, and reinforce that commitment. So let's wrap up with where this path actually leads. This isn't just about feeling good for a few minutes each day. It's about fundamentally changing your relationship with your own mind, and, because of that, your entire experience of life. This final metaphor, it just captures the outcome perfectly. Our true nature is like still, clear water. But it's our reactions, the blame, the anxiety, the complaints, that stir everything up into a raging flood. The stillness practice doesn't try to change the water. It simply gives it the space to settle back into its natural, peaceful state. And that leaves us with a simple question to take with us into our day. If we remember that our difficult thoughts are really just passing clouds, what's one cloud you can choose to see past today so you can connect with that clear, peaceful sky that's always waiting within?